Today we're going to be doing something a little different. I went down and I picked up one of these Andy Warhol keychain dunnies from Kidrobot. Okay. Kidrobot's been going Andy Warhol crazy lately. They have Andy Warhol everything, which is kind of ironic because Andy Warhol turned consumer goods into art, and now Kidrobot is turning his art back into consumer goods. It's poetic genius. I'm sure he's, if he is, the great beyond exists and he can look upon us and see what's going on with his works, he's probably getting a good chuckle out of it. The irony. I've already taken the liberty of opening this box because there are chase figures in this set. And myself, I don't like Andy Warhol. It's not my thing. I bought this piece so that I can customize it. And the guys at the shop wanted to make sure I didn't get a chase figure because, if I had got a chase figure, they would have taken it off my hands. And, they didn't want, so I got a common guy, so it's okay for me to strip this one down and turn it into something new. Yeah, so this is what we got. Now these are vinyl. Right? Oh, it's just one solid piece, this guy. I want to take out the key ring first, so to use this needle nose pliers, put it on there like that, and then twist. Oh, this one's going to be hard. It's in there, good. Then maybe they glued this. Let's see. Oh, I got it. It's just getting around the ears is a little difficult. Oh, come on. Oh wow, that's not what I was expecting. Instead of a threaded screw, they went with this little hook. But it's vinyl, so it came out. When I replace it later, I'll probably replace this piece with one of the standard threaded screw ones instead of this hook. We'll see. So now we've got the Dunny keychain, Sans keychain, and we can get to work. First, we want the acetone. This is pure acetone. Alright? Make sure you're in a well-ventilated area because the fumes on this stuff is strong and it may leave you a little weak-headed. Let's start off with the Q-tip first and see how well this works. Start on his poor little face here. Let's see. Oh, what a world, what a world. Melting, And you can see, just wipe it off. And there's bare plastic underneath the bit of toilet paper stuff. So yeah, we'll just keep going like that. Just wipe off the paint. I'll raise that up a bit. Yeah, well, change the camera angle to less focus on my ugly mug and more focus on the work. There we go. So now we just wipe it down like so. Wipe, wipe, wipe. And just smear it on there. Nice and good. And just more and more of the paint comes off until you're left with the bare vinyl underneath. Yeah. And, you know, there's not really much effort required. It just takes some time, you know, time and patience. Here, if I had makeup sponges, it'd go faster. I'm using paper towel and Q-tips because I'm being cheap. Oh, there we go. The paper towel's working. Ooh, that stings. Just be careful not to get it on any scratches or anything. Well, it's not going to hurt you. Well, it'll sting, but it won't cause any permanent damage. Prolonged exposure to the acetone might dry out your skin, so if you're going to be doing a lot of this, you might want to wear some latex gloves or non-latex gloves, I should say. Yeah, okay, look at the progress. And just keep doing that. More and more. And you're like, why are you doing this? I'm like, well, because I want to paint it different. Why don't you just paint over the paint that's there? Well, because the paint won't stick properly if I did it like that. So I got to take the paint that's on there off first. It's just the way it goes. Though he's looking kind of cool with just the bare vinyl. I wonder if this vinyl is glow in the dark. I doubt it, but I'll have to check just to be sure. I love glow in the dark stuff, and that would be an awesome surprise to discover glow in the dark vinyl underneath with Andy Warhol paint. It does have that kind of yellowish, greenish tinge to it that makes me think glow in the dark, but that could just be because of the paint job that it had on it before. Oh wow! Oh, now we're getting to the tricky part, getting in these little grooves, and in the arm and area in there. That's the bit of a trick to get all up in there. Get all up in those grooves. It can be done, and it shall be done. And you can do this with, you know, any vinyl or, you know, most plastic toys. You know, they don't have to be vinyl. They can be acrylic or PVC, but most plastic toys. You just take some acetone and some time. You can remove the paint from its surface and leave yourself with a nice canvas with which to do your own work on. You know, I like doing custom jobs for gifts. You know, they make unique gifts that, you know, are one of a kind. You know, so there's no returning them to the store, exchanging them for something else. You know, and usually the person's happy and cherishes it, right? Because I'll like theme it. I'll use them as inspiration to create the piece, and yeah, so it's something that, you know, is themed in a way that I think that they would love. And because I put the time and effort into making it, it's, you know, extra special and unique. And who knows, if I make it as an artist, then maybe those pieces will be worth a fortune one day and could become family heirlooms. Okay. Now, almost got all of the paint on. It's just the stubborn bits in the crevices there. Now, let's see. I just pour a little tiny bit. Oops. That was a little bit more than I intended. Don't worry, it will evaporate. And it's an excellent clean. Oh shit. It's too good of a cleaner. My pattern on my Curry's cutting mat is disappearing on me. Lost my composure for a sec. I said a dirty word. Ah! My poor cutting mat. Oh well. It's okay. I don't really use that grid for anything. So yeah, be careful of the surfaces that you're using when you're using the acetone, because yes, it will lift the paint, or the ink or whatever, off of pretty much anything, you know, including your work surface. So yeah, lesson learned. You know, glad we could learn that lesson together here. Okay. Now it's more or less cleaned up. It's going to take me a bit more fidgeting to get the last bit of paint out of the recesses, like in between his hands here and the shoulder joint, right? On the bigger guys, you know, it's 4 pieces, so you can pop the arms and the head off, so it's a lot easier to strip the paint off of those. There isn't these crevices, you know, but I wanted to try my hands on a little tiny guy, because I haven't done a little tiny guy yet. Usually I do the 3-inch or the 8-inch guys, you know, but this will be my first little keychain guy. So when he's in this blank vinyl form, what you can do is you can use waterproof markers, temporary markers, right? Water erase markers, I guess you should call them. And you can draw on it and then wipe it off, draw on it, wipe it off, so you can get an idea of what you want, you know, like brainstorm, try a few different things, and once you've got the pattern that you want laid out, you know, then You can use permanent markers, paint markers, paint. I'm in the miniature wargaming. I do a lot of that. So, I have a big collection of paints for mini wargaming. And so I use those mostly for my vinyl toys as well. Because the paints work well, right? It's nice thin coats, multiple coats. Make sure you don't see the brush strokes. If you have an airbrush, even better. You can do airbrushing. I like to get into airbrushing. I haven't gotten to try it yet. The equipment's a bit of an investment to start off with. You're looking at a few $100s to try it out, see if you're into it. So, I haven't taken that plunge yet. I'm hoping that I can meet somebody who has an airbrush that I can try out, and then if I like it and can actually use it half decently, then I'll get one of my own. But for now, I just use, mostly model paints, right? But you can use pretty much whatever you want. And this is vinyl, right? So it's solid. I think this is a solid chunk of vinyl. And the bigger ones are hollow, right? But with the weight and size of this guy, I think he's 100% solid, right? So, but yeah, with vinyl toys, you can heat them up, right? With a hair dryer, or in water. I usually use a hair dryer because it's a dry method. With water, you have to dry it off and everything again. But yeah, I'll heat it up with the hair dryer on the hottest setting, and it softens the vinyl. So you can actually cut it like, a hot knife goes through butter. It's actually surprising how easy it is to cut. Like if you don't heat it up, it's really hard. It's like normal, hard, like you can drill into it and everything. It takes a lot of effort. But if you heat it up just a little bit with the hair dryer, so it's a little warm, then it becomes crazy soft, and you can reshape it. You can, cut into it, do all sorts of things with it to change its look and shape. And, it's oven safe, at low temperatures, right? So you can bake it with clay, right? So if I get some Sculpey, some Super Sculpey or whatever, Milliput or whatever, I can, sculpt some stuff onto it and then bake it in the oven, and it'll be okay, which is also a good thing. I haven't tried that myself. I've, just read about it and heard other people, doing it. I've just done the heating and the cutting. I haven't tried to bake it with the clay. Sculpting is something that I'm just starting to get into, didn't have to do much sculpting in miniature wargaming, but it's getting more into making my own more and more unique toys. Sculpting becomes more and more of a thing that I want to get into, want to learn. I've dabbled a little bit, and I'm hoping to grow that skill set for the future. So yeah. And another thing you might want to do, pending, like this vinyl, feels rather smooth, right? You don't want it to be too smooth, or the paint won't stick properly, right? So you want some nice fine sandpaper, right? Just rough enough that it'll give the surface a texture without actually damaging it overall, right? Just do some sanding, light sanding, and that will just roughen up the surface just a little bit to make that vinyl thirsty for the paint, so the paint just sucks up and sticks in there with ease and grace. Yeah, once you've got all the paint off, the surface lightly sanded, and you're ready to paint, ready to ink, ready to whatever. You know? Create and customize. And I realized just now that I've been going on for quite a bit of time for this. So I think we'll end it here for today, and we'll come back next video once I've decided how to paint this little guy, and I'll show you how I do it. Alright? See you next time. Bye-bye.